Hey guys, welcome back. Robocraft Early Access coverage. This is episode 47. I'm Enigmius, and today, pretty hate machine and some match action. It's been a while. I haven't used this bot in a video in quite a while. I've made some upgrades. At the point you're seeing the bot now, you can see maybe, depending on how good your memory is, I've added some blocks behind the thrusters so that we've got a little bit of protection. We don't lose the thrusters right away if we get flanked and shot from behind. I've also added some electroplates on top, you can see on the outer edges there. And basically what happened is I've gained a bunch of levels since the last time I really used this spot in a video. And it gave me the choice of spending a small fortune on chassis blocks, the black chassis prisms, to build around a variety of different things, or just slap on some electroplates for a little bit of extra protection. So that's what I did. I just went with the electroplates this time around. They're not really any particular reason for that spot other than it protects the hover blades a little bit. It also protects the guns a little bit from the side, also protects the cockpit a little bit from the side, and it looks a little bit snazzy too. So I mean, there were a number of different places that I could have put guns. This guy's creeping up on my ass. I could see at least as soon as I started to back up, he started to back up too. He was trying to get out of the way, not necessarily doing the best job. Now this match, kind of interesting. We're pushing hard to flank. Nobody talked about it. Nobody said, hey, let's do this. It was just, I kind of followed these guys to see what they were doing and decided that it might be an idea to do that. Get around without getting spotted and see what we can do. As it would turn out, not enough. The story of my life. Doesn't matter what we do. It's always the end of the match. The beginning of the match, you see what your guys have. The end of the match, you see what the other guys have. And you realize that's the reason why we lost. Bots matter. This isn't a game that's 100% about skill. You can have a really big, beefy bot and be, barely able to fire a gun in another player's direction. And the other guy can have a little crappy shit bot that he put no effort into building, and he can talk strategy all day, and he gets popped in 2 or 3 hits from an SMG because it's just not a very good bot. It happens a lot. It happens so much. You can just look at the little bots in front of you. They're just little guys. And look at how much stuff flies off of them when they get hit. There's gotta be some sort of accounting in a person's head when they see this sort of thing happening, that every time I get into a fight, my bot dissolves in front of me. Now, what you're gonna see is that my bot isn't immune to that either. If I get caught from the right angle after I've taken damage in the right place, I can end up going back to the garage much sooner than I anticipated. But it's a rarity. It's not a regularity. And you can tell just by looking at a lot of these bots that it's a regularity. There goes another one. Actually, that guy, he had some meat to his bot. He just kind of sat out in the open and let them shoot his face until he had no face left to shoot. And then pop goes the bot. SMGs everywhere, man. Everywhere is SMGs. Now, there's supposed to be some balancing changes coming for Plasma and Rails. SMGs are being left alone. Rightly so, I do say. Plasma and Rails getting a buff. I don't know how. I'm hoping it's not just a damage buff. I'm really hopeful that it's going to be more in the nature of a rework, because it's for tier 9 and 10. And if it's just a damage buff, then it's just going to be a misery for over-tiering in the lower tiers below. So there we go, the SMGs. They didn't really have too many bots left to shoot at, so when the enemy's got some really hefty bots that are left and you don't, off with their heads. So with these buffs, I'm just kind of hoping that it's the beginning of the end of this whole kind of buff it so that it's good at tier, but over-tiering makes it a nightmare, so nerf it so that over-tiering isn't so bad anymore, but then it's useless at tier. I don't want to do this yo-yo thing, and the only way for that to stop is for a bit of a rework in a variety of different places that could probably arrive at some sort of solution to the problem, because nobody likes to be on that roller coaster where you've got a setup you really like, it's working well for you, and then you find out that someone else is using it a different way in another area of the game, and now your build is getting nerfed because of what they're doing. That sucks. And that's one of the things that we've been seeing kind of happening for years and years and years in the MMORPG kind of genre, where the nature of the game is you've got 2 different areas, usually the PvP and the PvE. This railgunner is just going to town on me, the bastard. You get 2 very different areas of the game. You have basically the PvE, where it's like you and people against AI-controlled things that can be difficult or not difficult depending on how it's tuned. And then you've got the PvP, which is not unlike this. Groups of players against groups of players, or more open world kind of stuff, less structured. Whatever it is, you get one area of the game where everything is working fine, everyone's happy, performance is right where it needs to be, and then you've got the other area of the game where things are a little bit wonky. So rather than finding a way to correct it for that one area of the game, they just changed the whole thing. So now it's no longer wonky in the one area where it was wonky, but now it's completely useless in the area where it was good. Don't want to see that. So now these guys up here, I was kind of pissed off. I'm going to be completely honest. I was a little bit pissed off about that railgunner and all the shots, and I was trying to find guys on our team to meet up with, and that wasn't working, and these guys completely got the jump on me. I kind of had the sense, I saw the little thing saying that I was getting shot from a bad place, and I turned over and looked, and I thought, oh crap. It's already over. And my bot is uncontrollable at this point. It's not that I thought that I was going to try and run away from it, it's that I was actually hoping to back away while keeping the rock for cover. And that didn't happen. But this is what I mean. You see our bots and then you see their bots. It's just like this tragic cycle of embarrassment all over the damn place. So Plasma and Rail is getting a buff. Looking forward to that. You can see soon after the patch goes live what that means. Here's that railgunner again. Getting away with murder. The thing is, nobody expects to see railgunners in tier 10 anymore. That's the thing. You see one and you get one who's like obviously got you specifically in his sights, and he's just pounding on you with every reload cycle. It's jarring and it's obnoxious, and that's fantastic because that's what it's supposed to be, but it's just you don't see it too often. But when the patch goes live, we'll have Pretty Hate Machine. We'll have a chance to get a feel for the changes right away. If the feedback on railguns is positive, I could see myself doing a tier 10 railgun build. But we've also got the Megabots coming, and I've been trying to save up RP for all of the different various things that you might need to buy in order to make a Megabot. I'm nowhere near what I would expect the cost for even a mediocre Megabot to be, but you gotta start somewhere. Speaking of Megabots, nobody here is a Megabot. This is another one of those bad situations where I'm kind of trying to keep my guns busy, but we're not accomplishing anything. And it's not because they have too many medics back there, it's because our offense is pitiful. Our offense has to be able to kill things, and we've got this cruiser in the back here who's sitting way in the back. He's SMG cruiser and he's sitting, tank, and he's sitting in the back. What the hell for? Why do you build a vehicle with the most robust tanky mobility system in the game, load it down with SMGs, and then park your ass in the back so that everyone else in front of you gets blown up? And now look at what's coming. Look what's coming our way. Just off to the left here. Hell. All hell is unleashed. They've broken through our front lines. We never had any front lines. We just had a bunch of crappy little bots who couldn't do much. These guys are just tearing us apart. I mean, they have medics, but so do we. You can't always blame things on medics and say, well, they had our medics were so much better. Look at this bot. This bot will kill you 3 times over without even noticing you're there. I mean, that's the kind of bots that we go up against, and then we see the kind of bots that they're blowing up. And it went laggy for a second, which was kind of funny. It's like we were dying so fast the game couldn't keep up. So, this is the mission just to get our daily RP bonus for this single win, the first win of the day. And at this point, I'm just kind of like, I'm moving up. I don't care. I'm not waiting for anybody. I'm not looking at the crap heads behind me. I'm not looking at the little crap bots. And maybe if I don't look at them, between now and the end of the match, they'll materialize into fantastic, robust bots worthy of a spot in a tier 10 match. This is usually one of the first places that I go when we spawn on this side of the map. It gives me an opportunity to keep an eye on the ridge. Maybe a little bit of easy spotting to start off, but also kind of suppress them to keep them from getting set up around the corner too quickly, too easily. But more and more lately, I find that people, especially in tier 10, they don't go anywhere near this ridge anymore. They go the other way. smart. You know, they go into the covered area. Their bombers usually kind of hang out around this area here and harass us because we have nobody to shoot at, so we're looking for someone to shoot at, and they're looking down at us. It can be a little bit painful sometimes. And so we pushed all the way around. We haven't encountered the enemy yet, which means that they pushed their way through into the tunnel. On the other side, don't necessarily want to cap this early. This is that kind of ridiculous, too early to even think about capping, but what's around the corner? Because, I mean, realistically speaking, we should have encountered some guys by now. So again, I'm hanging back. I'm trying to make sure that my guns keep going. You know, my guns are working without constantly shooting into the back of my own friendly bots. I have to kind of keep a line of sight on the enemy, and that's basically my only focus when I'm hanging back doing that, is making sure I'm staying close to cover and keeping a line of sight on bad guys. And this is kind of where things, it seemed like things were going fairly well until we got here to the tunnel. You see one of our guys stopped to cap. Not necessarily a horrible idea, but we were in a really, really good flanking position. We could have pushed through this tunnel, we could have taken care of this one SMG, and we could have pushed through on the backside and really had some fun with this, but instead, you got this guy on our team. He's grossly overextended. He's basically put himself between two enemy bots, and I'm looking at this situation and I'm saying, I'm the plasma. I'm the guy with the 5, 6, 7 second reload. Reload. I'm not waiting around to get flanked by these guys, because one's going to come around one side of one of those stalactites and one's going to come around the other, and it's game over for me. So I'm getting out of there, and the only place for me to go is to cap. Kind of disappointing how such a great thing dissolves. We got the crap bot up here. Give our guy on the circle something to do anyways. So we're going to win. Yay, we're going to win one. It's not the way I would have liked to win, but that's the way it goes sometimes. It's just, we gotta encourage people to build better bots. That's what it comes out. We don't have to shame them. Sometimes it's fun. You have a little bit of a laugh. You know, that's fine. But realistically speaking, I think we have to be encouraging people to build better bots, especially in the higher tiers. So as always, leave your comments and feedback, guys. Thanks for watching, and take care.